Hi everyone, let me tell you about the Saturday I spent at Culloden Battlefield at the Wargaming Day. So everybody's probably really interested to know if they were recreating the Battle of Culloden, and yes, indeed they were, using Peter's Paper Boys. So this is a book in the foreground there, which provides all the forces nicely drawn by Peter Dennis, and you can pop out the figures, stand them up, and go to battle without any bother at all. You might just be able to make out the coattails of a reenactor. I should have taken more videos or photos on the day, and you'd be able to see these guys in their glory. But I guess you'll just have to visit the museum another day. Culloden wasn't the only Jacobite battle featured on the day. You can see another lot of the wonderful paperboys set out for recreation of the Battle of Prestonpans, along with some lovely cardstock terrain. The third and final table featuring Jacobites was this game, which used a fistful of lead rules to do a little skirmish where the government forces were searching for some Jacobite gold, and some of the Highlanders were defending their loot. I got to play a round of this one. It's quite good fun. I haven't played Fistful of Lead before, but it seems to be really easy to adapt for just about any period. Made the game dance along at a fair old rate, and was nice and bloody, so good fun was had. A Fistful of Lead began life as a cowboy rule set, and there was another Wild West game on this fantastic table by the Elgin Wargaming Club. And this was using Dead Man's Hand. It was my first time playing Dead Man's Hand, and it was quite good fun using cards to choose which order your fighters go in. And there were some interesting missions for this four-way game. I tried to rustle some horses, managed to get away with one, but lost three of my cowboys and decided to bottle out. But great fun, wonderful table. Staying in the Americas, there was an American War of Independence game featuring some fantastically painted Perry miniatures and 28mm with some Renedra terrain on a nice teddy bear fur mat. It's the first time I've actually seen one of those mats in real life, and yeah, it really plays the part of a grassy field quite well. Looks a bit better than my Aldi grass mat that I throw down on my table whenever I get to game. We can probably say that the Dead Man's Hand game is a little bit fantastical, but there was one genuine fantasy table. The only non historical game was this dungeon roving adventure. It seemed to be proving really popular with youngsters who were coming by. And I think that these games always have a place at any convention because it's the kind of thing that gets people who are strangers to the hobby interested. And it was great to see them there too. If wiping the floor with the government forces as a Jacobite wasn't enough for you, you could have another go at the English as William Wallace at the Battle of Falkirk. Maybe try and change history there. And this was in 15mm. I didn't see it being played, so maybe it was being saved for the afternoon, but it looked like a nice little setup on a compact table. Fans of Napoleonic wargaming were well served on the day. This was a 20mm peninsular war battle, featuring a nice little Spanish town with a column of French coming in to try and beat up the British and kick them out. Mainly Perry miniatures. I did notice some Victrix in amongst the French as well. And this was using the black powder rule set. It was a 100 Days campaign game in 15mm. British and Allies taking on the French. Once again, black powder was the rule set being used for this one. And if dry land is not your thing, there was some naval combat in the form of this game of Sails of Glory. Some fantastic looking models there. And I think they were inviting people to come in and have a go. And a shout out to the one trader that was there, which was Lamming Miniatures. This is a venerable range, almost 50 years old or so, I've been told. Was mainly historical figures from everything from ancient Egypt up to Napoleonic times. I must say that the Napoleonic cannon that was on the shelf actually, I think, holds up pretty well in comparison to a lot of modern casts out there. The range has been expanded with some 3D prints which sort of match the old style figures, but also now there are some fantasy figures, everything from little toon style Spartans to some Mouseketeers. And here's a look at some Dark Age figures, which come from the Lamming range, along with some homemade terrain, which really sets the scene. So I'm going to finish up with a poster that I got before the event, which has a web address, which you might want to check out because I am sure that this sort of thing will happen again. And the Culloden Battlefield itself is a great day out. So if you combine that with a Wargaming Expo, however small, I'm sure it would be very entertaining for a trip up north. I enjoyed my morning at the show. It was good to meet some other wargamers and to play in a couple of games, which were rule sets that I haven't done before. I certainly can see quite a lot of uses for a Fistful of Lead, and playing Dead Man's Hand has sort of reawoken my interest in playing cowboy games. So you never know. I might have to raid the lead pile, see if there's any cowboys in there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at some of the pics from the day. If I'd been a bit more organized, I would have taken more videos, but once I was in there, I just kind of forgot to do so. As always, a big thanks to my channel members and Patreon supporters for helping keep the channel going. And if you've got any comments at all, if you want to talk about your favorite wargaming shows, or if you would like to see more of them where you are, please pop them down in the comments and we'll start a chat down there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.